Dry from SoapyFluffs here. I am sorry for the mess. I just moved my table around. I'm going to try to do soap live with you guys today. And I do say try because I have a 4-layer. I'm already failing. I tell you, it's this. There we go.
Oh, your computer case is too big? That's a common issue. It sounds like you're looking for
There we go. Alright, so let's hope it lasts. If not, I have to get a new case. We'll hope not. Let's hope it stays. So if you're joining me here, anyways, I'm going to do our Rocket Pop. It's very famous. It's got 4 layers that look just like a Rocket Pop sickle that you would get in the store. So I'm going to try to do it. I have my live water here, my safety equipment on. I have my bigger glasses on today. My other one, I've been having an issue. There we go. An issue, so this is not going to stay. Let's see if I can do it this way. I will get it so you guys could stay here. There we go, perfect. So I have my live water on for you guys today, and it's just now starting to cool off. I did a heat transfer method. I have my delicious tallow in here, which is over here on the top. I have coconut, and I have palm, which is responsibly resourced. And then we also have olive oil, and we also have sunflower oil in there, and vitamin E, avocado oil. I'm going to go ahead and, sorry y'all, it's a mess. We have been so busy, I can't even explain. So, I'm going to strain my live water into our solution. I'm standing back because we do not let splashes. The stuff is very hot. Again, I use the heat transfer method to heat up our oils. I no longer use the stove or the microwave. I just think this is more natural, and you don't have to wait around forever. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and move this over here. I have a tray with all our dishes, and then we will cover up our lye here with a lid. So again, we're doing our Rocket Pop soap today. It's a 30 batch soap. If you guys have not known, make sure you check our website, SoapyFluffs.com. We have gone into the deliciousness of tallow. We still do vegan soaps and our all-natural Bear Bars, but this is tallow. It is beef tallow, and normally this would get thrown away, but it has so many good properties that instead of wasteful, we've always been about not wasteful, being wasteful in our company, so definitely check us out. Hey guys, do I really have 28 people watching me? Y'all are crazy. I am making our soap today. I'm going to attempt to do this on camera. My phone's already flipped off twice. We're doing 4 layers. So if I'm hectic and crazy, I apologize. I really do. So for those who don't know, I work a full-time job. I work 40 hours working as a human resource specialist. I love working with people. Before that, I did 15 years in the pastry arts business. I have an associate's in pastry arts and a bachelor's in human resources. And I just mentally, physically, medically can't be on my feet anymore, but I love designing soap. And so that's what I do. I design soap and make delicious, beautiful products. We just made our awesome bar, our Pride bar that we've been selling. I'll go ahead and open it. These are amazing boxes. They're craft, so they're really good for the environment. And here's our Pride soap. Smells so fantastic. So yeah, I'm not a pastry chef anymore, but I still love designing, and I have a lot of allergies. I'm allergic to a lot of grasses, pollen, mold, and even dirt. And so sometimes I have to shower twice a day just to get it off my system. And so I wanted a product that was good for your skin, but was still luxurious. So I use my background in chemistry and being a pastry chef to know how to make this stuff and formulate to make products. Hey everybody, say hi. What is this? We're making soap. This is our tallow. I'm using heat transfer method to melt our oils down. I make vegan and non-vegan soap. This is a beef tallow soap. And I've just put my hot lye in there. When you make soap, it's called soap or saponification. It's a mixture of alkali and oils to make your detergent soap. The soap you get in the store that's white and really hard, it squeezed all its natural glycerin out of it, which makes it humectant, which makes it really nice and moisturizing. And they sell it as a byproduct. And so here you'll see a nice wet bar of soap. It's not white because we've added color, but it's nice and soft and moist. So do check us out, SoapyFluffs.com. I do try to go live once a week, but you know, I've been really crazy, so it's not as busy. But today we're doing Rocket Pop. If you guys have ever been to the grocery store and seen Rocket Pops. No, I can't be on my feet anymore. I have equinus. It's a birth defect, so when I hit in my 20s, I started almost limping and crying. And so my feet are legged. I have inserts, but they still don't help me as much. And so being as a pastry chef, you're on your feet 13, 20 plus hours a day, you know, working, lifting heavy bread, and I just can't do it. But I do love the fact of, one, I'm helping people's skin and myself, but I'm also, you know, doing something I love without being on my feet all the time. But I was in the business for 15 years at a grocery business, and then before that I did 5+ years. So over 20 years as a pastry chef and as a baker. I made artisan bread. You name it, I made it. We're almost melted down here. Again, what I'm doing is the heat transfer method. I'm using the natural heat from the lye to melt down our oils, as you can see. We're almost there. I don't like using the microwave, or, you know, you can use, I do have a pan system up here, but I just don't like heating the oils like that. I like it being natural as much as possible. If you guys have questions, let me know. So I can stand, I can't do the 10 to 12 hours holding really heavy products. Lifting as a pastry chef and a baker, you're lifting 20-pound bags of flour, you're lifting lots of heavy equipment in and out of ovens. I would have loads of 300 plus bread loaves, and it takes a toll on your body. So I just can't be on an incline and on my feet that long. I can make soap. I soap for about maybe an hour to 2 a week, and miscellaneous, a couple hours here and there making products, but I'm not on my feet 13, 12 plus hours a day doing heavy lifting. Yes, soap is heavy, but I'm not lifting 50 pounds plus. But yeah, it's called equinus. You can always look it up. One of the Egyptians actually had it, one of his sons. And you can see in the portrait, if you look up Aquinas and Egyptians, his foot was angled like this. It's really great history. My Achilles tendons just aren't stretched enough, and I have an extra bone in my foot that doesn't allow me to bend my feet all the way. So it causes a lot of pain. A lot of people, or I should say kids, have equinus when they're growing up, but it's not the birth effect equinus. They have a growth spurt issue where kids walk on their tippy toes where their tendons are still developing. Mine never developed, and I have an extra bone on my feet on both sides. But the kids do have it. You'll see they walk on their tippy toes as youngin'. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get our blender over here. And I'm going to blend this oil, so if it's a little bit loud for a few minutes, I apologize. I'm just going to blend this up a little bit. We don't want to over blend it today, guys, because we have 4 layers. But if you have questions, let me know. I don't mind answering questions. I love it. I think it keeps people honest. Oop. I'm trying to bring it closer so you can see it. I'm trying not to over mix it. We just want to get it blended together so it's emulsified. If you blend it too much, it will start turning into soap and getting thick. We don't want that. Alright. And it's okay if it needs a little bit more blending because I'm going to mix it into 4 different layers. Okay, and then I'm going to mix in our 50-50 sugar water. This is just regular sugar and water. And this makes our soap harder and bubblier. And it's just sugar. It actually gets eaten up in the saponification and turns into a protein, which makes your soap bubblier. A lot of times you won't see it listed on your soap bar because it gets transformed from sugar to another product. You can buy our soap. We sell our soap for $6 a bar, or 3 for $15, or 4 for $20, by the way. It's all handmade here in Hamilton, Ohio. Even our oils come from a woman-owned business in Columbus, Ohio, so that's why we can keep our prices so low. Even my lye comes from an Ohio business. All right, that's all we're going to mix it. As you can see, it's creamy. It's not mixed. As you can see, it turned to a cream color. All right. Now what we're going to do, I'm just going to put this down onto a towel so we're not dripping everywhere. And we're going to measure this out. I've already had some math down here because I can't memorize. So 32.5. We're going to do 4 colors. If you look up a Rocket Pop, it is white, and it is red, and it is blue. So we're going to do those 4 colors with a white top. So 4 colors. So we got to go 32.5 ounces. All right. There's our white. And I have a second white. This is going to be a frosting. All right, there's another 32. Okay, and then we have a deep red. This is titanium dioxide that makes these white. And then here we have Trial by Fire. These are all sustainably sourced colors. Our Trial by Fire, I believe, is it Matt Micas? No, it's TK Trading, if you guys are interested in mica for your crafts. All right, and this is our last one. Oh. 1 more ounce there. All right, and then we don't want to drip, so I'm going to wipe this down and wipe our area down, make sure we're safe here. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Okay, so our first layer I'm going to put is blue. I'm going to go ahead and mix that. We're using our Tropical Teal Mica Powder from TKB Trading and Nurture Soap. There it is again. It's a beautiful color. Very reminiscent of the blue you would see, I believe, in a Rocket Pop. All right, here we go. I just thought about that. Hold on a second. Let's do our whites first. We do not want to mix color. Alright, and as you can see, it's just a white color. I'm trying not to mix it too fast because, again, we got to do a little bit more mixing and we want these solid. Alright. Another creamy white layer. And then we'll do blue now because we can do red later because we get a little bit of purple in there. They're going to be put together anyway, so it won't matter. Let me move this over so you guys can see the color pop. A little bit too aqua for me. I think we need to be a little bit more blue. What do you think? I think that's a little bit not candy blue. I think that's more of a teal. We don't like to over color our soaps, so. Getting there. I think that's pretty close. Maybe one more. What do you think, guys? I think we need a little bit more. Not much. We don't want this deep, deep blue. We just want it popsicle blue. All right. I think that's enough. We don't want to go too far, so let's go ahead and mix that. Oh, there we go. And I can actually move my phone so you guys can see. There we go. Beautiful color there. Okay. And then let's go ahead and put our fragrance in. I've already measured out what we need for our fragrance, so they're all even. Whew. It's so hot in here, I'm just trying not to sweat all over the place. 1.6 ounces. I already have it pre-measured out here. And we just have this mixed with kaolin clay. So we're going to mix our fragrance into our blue over here. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. 1.6 ounces and all of it. So 3, 4, 5. There we go. There's our fragrance. Now this we wanted to blend a lot because we need this thickums. I say thickums because we want layers. And thankfully this actually does not get really thick. A lot of fragrance oils will get really thick and some of them won't. But we're going to really pump this thing. Getting there. There we go. That's what we wanted. Perfect. Nice and thick. Look at that. Beautiful. Alright. This is just beautiful. I'm going to see if I can tilt it. Oh, you can see that now, can't you? Yeah. Okay. You're going to see me put it inside the mold here in just a second, actually. We have our big mold here. This is our Workshop Heritage mold. It is custom made with a liner. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this in. I need another towel to make sure it's nice and dry. All right. We're going to go ahead and put this in. Very nice and thick. Look at that. Beautiful. We're going to tap it down. And we're going to make sure every bit comes out. Okay, and then we have a white, red, and then from there we should be good. Woohoo. Sorry about that. Let me smack this down here. We want to get the air bubbles out, so we're smacking it. Tap it on the floor. All right. And then we want that to set up, so we're going to spray with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. That just gets rid of the bubbles on top and helps it set up between the layers. Okay. We're just going to give it a little tap, tap, tap. All right, and then I'm going to try to move this over. We'll see. I don't want to block you guys from the view. We're going to do a little moving here. The next is white again, so we'll leave that there. All right. We're going to blend this up and move this over. So now is our white. It's a little set up already. Again, we're making rocket pop just like you'd see in the store. Hey, welcome. We're SoapyFluffs. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so that one's setting up. While that is setting up, we will put in the fragrance on this one. Again, 1.6 ounces. We have Rocket Pop fragrance from Nature's Garden. Alright. Almost. One more. Alright. Mix it on up. Do give us a like and a follow. I try to do these once a week. I might do another one, I think, tomorrow, depending on the rain weather, because we usually do the markets on the weekends in Hamilton here. But we had rain today, and we're thinking we're going to have rain tomorrow. Alright. Getting nice and thick there. We don't want this too thick because we have another layer on top. We don't want it to go through it. Alright, I think we're going to be okay putting this on top. And if it goes through, that's the beautiful thing about soap. It's a wash-off product, so if it doesn't look like perfect, it's fine. It doesn't have to be look perfect. Alright. It's a little thin. It hasn't set up all the way, but that's fine. Oh no, it went right in the middle. Well, we might have to go. We might not going to get the layers on this one this time, guys. And that's okay. Perfectly fine if you don't get the layers you want. That's what our tools are for. I totally got soap in between here. We're going to try to push it back up. There we go. So if that's the case, we're just going to mix it up. And we'll do this. And it will still be delicious. It will still look beautiful. That's how I look at it. I don't stress over it anymore. I used to really stress about it. And yes, I have soap on my hands, but they're covered in gloves, and I have a towel here that will wipe down. So it went through. It happens because this is such a good fragrance that it will not stiffen. But I'll show you. Let me just wipe off here, and we'll show you where we're at. So as you can see, it did not. Oop, there we go. As you can see, it went through, but that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's still going to be delicious soap. All right. All right, next we'll do a red layer, and we'll hope for the best. And we'll do 1.6, and I'm going to try to pipe this, but at this point, I don't know if we're going to pipe today. Okay, 1.6. Okay. Definitely smells good. Okay, let's go ahead and put our trial by fire in, or our red layer. And I'm just going to put this in splotches from way up above because we want to move this all around. At this point, it's going to be a layered soap, so. Okay. There's all our red. Alright, Get another scrapey of it. And then we have a chopstick for decorating for problems like this. We normally don't have to use it, but today we're going to have to. This is just a regular chopstick, and we just use this to swirl. And I'm just going to use this to go right in here and swirl. All right. It's not setting up yet. We can only hope that it sets up. I'm going to try to use my hand here and clean off the sides a little, because we're going to try to do, again, Rocket Pop, a decorative top. If it doesn't work out, you know what? It's okay. Again, it's soap. It's going to be beautiful regardless. And again, I'm spraying rubbing alcohol on it to break all the bubbles. Oh, you guys went down again. Sorry about that. All right. I'm going to give this a few minutes because we're trying to pipe on top of this. Let's give you guys a look of how we are at, or where we're at. I have a little bit of fragrance. I do not want to put it in this yet because we're going to pipe it. But let's go ahead and show you guys where we're at. There we go. Look at that blue. Can you see that? It's turning out pretty nice. And we're going to put piping on top. Hopefully that sets up. Alright, I have one more spatula because we want to keep our colors separate. Okay. And then I'm going to hand mix this. And then what I'm going to do is, once I've done hand mixing it, I'm going to use a different blade because this has red on it. And we don't want red in our white. Okay. We'll go ahead and mix this. Well, I didn't hurt myself. I don't know how that even happened. My mixer fell. My big mixer. We're fine. If you watched that and you heard that crash, we're okay. I don't know how that happened. It has suction cups. Guys, I'm going to cut a little short here so we can fix that, and I apologize. Thank you for watching, guys.